And we're live.
We're live and direct.
Direct and live.
Exactly. So, listen, folks, thank you for joining us for another brand new episode of the Flixters and a
Yep.
lot of stuff. Listen, Devout, man, we've been watching so many things. It's just like sometimes I'm like, oh, people are saying to me, oh, but hang on a second, have you been watching this? Have you been watching that? There's so many shows that are releasing, Devout. Have you noticed on
There's a lot.
the watch list thing on Netflix? This is like all these shows popping up. I don't
Yeah,
understand, man.
there's a lot. And saying that actually, there's an army one called it's quiet out in the West Bank or not the West Bank, but something to do is World War I and it looks good. Western Front, that's it. It looks good. Maybe we'll talk about it in another show, but yeah, there's a lot coming out on Netflix, so looking good.
Too many things to look out for. And listen, look, if you're short on time as well, maybe you can spread the word for this podcast. Let your friends know, let your family members know.
Mm,
We break down what is going on in streaming, on cinema, and film news and stuff, and maybe we can tell you what's worth watching and what's not worth watching. So listen, here's the show. This is episode 206. Deval and I are going to be
yep.
bringing you the latest reviews, film news, streaming stuff, and all the other bits and pieces. But before all of that, Deval, what we're doing?
Yep. Shout outs, and we've got some good shout outs this week. Shout out goes out to Ciel Noir 3 as usual. Go check out her page on Instagram. Great person. Always responds to messages. Always very positive. So Ciel Noir 3, it's all about you. She actually responded on a post that you put out regarding what was it again? It was Mo. Yeah, Mo. That's the one. You watched Mo a couple of weeks ago, and you said it was really good. And people have been talking about Mo on Netflix.
I
And
know,
she
man.
said she wants to watch it. Bath79 on Instagram. Shout out to you. He said he watched it and it was really good. This seems like it's not a hidden gem because it's on Netflix and everyone knows about it, but it seems like not everyone's talking about it and people should know about it.
Exactly, and this is the thing. When I watched it, it just came out of nowhere. I read a few things about it,
Mm,
and then I was like, "Hang on a second. There's a lot. There's layers to the show. Like, obviously,
yeah,
it's a comedy show, but they deal with a lot of kind of
yeah, yeah,
serious stuff. So,
yeah.
in that regard, it's quite kind of like
So it didn't really
refreshing.
come out. It didn't really come out of nowhere. Then it came out of nowhere, don't you think? It must have come out of nowhere. But last shout out goes to Arvish. And Arvish replied on YouTube. We done RRR last week, and do you know what? RRR on YouTube it garnered a lot of views, and for us, a lot of views is a few hundred. Usually, check out our views, yeah, on YouTube. It's a very intimate crowd. But do you know
Exactly.
what? I think I don't know what it is, man. The Bollywood crowd, man, they're supporting us.
They
They're
are gonna
supporting us.
seriously.
We
Once
may have to do some more Bollywood films, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna get an eyeful. That's what I'm telling you, man.
Exactly. So Arvish, great shout out. He said that we've also got to check out another film as well.
Yeah, he
That's
mentioned
on.
this film. He mentioned another film and everything. And listen, look, Arvish, if you're listening, I've heard of that film as well. And at some point, we will try and fit that
Mm,
one in. But the reason why we went for RRR is because it's just kind of it's on Netflix. It's kind of like a worldwide release, and a lot of people were talking about it, so it had a little bit of a buzz around it. But definitely send in your recommendations. And listen, if you want to be like Arvish, go check us out on YouTube. Watch this podcast actually if you want, and
yeah,
see what you think.
exactly.
Thank you.
There you
Uh,
go. So yeah, those are this week's shout out. So yeah, the film was called Bahubali.
oh mate, what pronunciation?
Bahubali. Yeah, Bahubali. That's the film. He said same director as RRR. So yeah, we will check it out.
Check it
Thank
out.
you, Arvish. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Cool.
All right, let's get into movie news now. Deval. Okay, listen, look. We
There's a
have
lot.
CinemaCon. You have like Comic Con. You have like Warner Brothers Con. There's so many cons out there, but this D23 is like for me. Like I was actually kind of like, shit. There's some really exciting stuff. D23. If
Hmm.
you don't know, this is Disney's version of like showcasing what's coming next over the next
Yeah.
6 months, year, or couple of years, or whatever. And Deval, come, let's do this, man. Tell us about the stuff.
Yeah. I'm going to rule it out because there's a lot going on. So I'm going to try and be succinct. Not a lot of details in everything here, but we've got some bullet points or headlines really. So yeah, Thunderbolts, the big thing that the whole cast for a lot of these shows actually were there and present at D23, which just goes to show how much importance D23 has to get these people on stage. So Thunderbolts is going to consist of Yelena Belova that we've seen in Black Widow. It's going to consist of her dad. I can't remember his name, Red Guardian or something. Red, sort of Russian Captain America, who's played by
Um, David Harbour from
David Harbour. I think it's called, yeah, from Stranger Things. I think he's called
Red
Red
Guardian.
Guardian,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think, or something like that. Yeah, and then we've got Bucky. So we've got the Winter Soldier, but he's not so wintry now, is he? He's kind of autumn because he's kind of warmed up.
exactly. But why? But like we said, we've mentioned on the show before, like Thunderbolts are kind of like this ragtag.
Yeah,
They're good, bad.
baddies, kind of.
Why?
Yeah.
But Winter Soldier, he's
Well,
kind of good now, hasn't he?
he is, but I don't know how he's perceived in the public. We don't know that yet. But also, I don't know. Maybe he is the bridge between the good and bad because he was very bad, and now, yeah, I would say he's good. But maybe he's able to run with the baddies and kind of work with them so that they don't do too many bad things.
Sure.
And also, we got the
Shout
bad Captain America. We got what's his name? The American agent or US agent, they call him.
I remember he killed
He's
the guy.
exactly with a shield. Exactly, he did. And then we've got Tessa Conta Rosa. What's her name again?
What's her name again? She was from. No, hang on. She's Ghost. No, that's not Ghost, is it?
Ghost. No, Ghost is there as well. Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp is there.
Where
Yeah,
did
there's a
that
lot.
one come from? Like
Yeah,
she.
I heard about that one a little while ago. But yeah, she's been because she didn't die, did she? So if they don't die, then they're still going to be around. So
Mm,
yeah, so basically, Thunderbolts is going to come. That's going to be a movie. That's going to be in 2024, I believe. They're going to start filming next year. So that's that one. Mandalorian 3, a bit of a teaser that came out. That's going to premiere in February 2023. We mentioned that already. That looks really good. Looks like there's going to be a lot of
beef.
friction between Mando and the Mandalorians because he's taken off his mask. He's doing things that he shouldn't be doing as a Mandalorian. Mandalorians are very strict with their I don't know what to call it. If it's their culture and their way of life, and he's going against that. So that's going to be a really interesting season. Loki season 2 is going to star the guy that was in the Goonies and that we recently saw in Everything Everywhere All at Once. He's going to
Oh,
be in Loki season 2.
I've heard about this.
Yeah.
K Hukwan, I think his name is.
Yes. Yeah.
He,
Yeah.
he was the husband in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, he's going to be in Loki season 2, so that's coming out. I believe that's going to be next year. Captain America 3, New World Order. That was there's no trailer yet, but some of the cast were there, including Anthony Mackie. Also, Anthony Mackie's was it uncle or the guy that was the original Captain America back in the 50s?
He's going to be like his
He
son
was
or nephew
there.
or something.
Yeah, exactly. His son's there, but also, do you know who else is going to be there? Do you remember in Incredible Hulk? 2008 or
Yes,
2010, one of them. And
2010.
the leader, the guy who had the Hulk juice spill onto his head,
His head, and his head
and
kind
his
of
head
expanded.
goes exactly. So in the comics, he's called the leader, and his gamma radiation didn't turn him into a muscly Hulk, but it made his brain like super powerful, and that's why
Yes.
his head was bubbling up. So he's going to be in Captain America 3, the new Captain America 4, sorry, New World Order.
So he's
So
going to be like
interesting.
the villain, right? Or
Yes, exactly, one of the main villains. So there you go. That's something really, really interesting there. And they're going to form an alliance called the Intelligentsia, which actually has the leader. It has Modoc in the comics. So Modoc is that crazy looking big head thing, and other villains as well who all believe themselves to be really intelligent. That's why they called it Intelligentsia.
Mm.
And then the Marvels, they were on the panel, and Brie Larson, she's looking very, very slim. Uh, I know in this day and age, as a man, you can't talk about a woman's how she looks, but I'm going to say it. She did look really slim in Miss Marvel. The little bit we saw her in, people were saying, "Oh, she looks really different." Maybe she's in it for a role, but Yeah, she's not beefed out like she did before when she
And
was actually Captain
is
Marvel.
do you think that's because do you reckon they've shot the Marvels? Have they finished, or do you
Oh,
think?
I believe they've done most of it. Yeah, because it's out next year. It's out early next year, I believe, or was it March, April next year? So they
Yeah,
would have shot principal photography. So if they are going to do any reshoots, I'm not sure how it's going to look. If she looks very different, but yeah, all three Miss Marvels were there. Captain Marvel, Photon is her name going to be, and also yeah, Tiana Parrish, she was there, and also Miss Marvel were there as well, as well as the director. So yeah, they're all there, and also yeah, I'm going to stop there with D23. We are going to talk about some trailers a bit later, which we'll get to, but D23 was big. That's what I'm going to say.
big. And the only other thing that I can add to that is just the whole kind of the Fantastic Four. We
Mm,
thought it was going to be John Watts, I think his name is. The
yeah.
guy from Spider Man, to do the Fantastic Four movie. But now the kind of the thing is that it's Matt Shackman. Now
Hmm.
he directed One Division, so they brought in the
Mm.
guy who did One Division in to do the Fantastic Four. We still don't know about casting. We'll see what happens, but keep it locked with the Flixers. We'll bring you more of that stuff.
Well, you talk about casting. I'm going to have to just say what
Please
the
do.
rumors are saying, what people are saying on the grapevine.
Yes.
People are saying your mate, who you've met at the gym, Henry
Oh,
Cavill, uh, he is
aka
being,
Superman.
yeah, aka Superman, The Witcher, Sherlock Holmes. People are saying he could be cast as Victor Von Doom. You know, Doctor Doom in Fantastic Four. So people are saying it could be him. That'd be a very interesting casting. I can see it at the same time. I don't know. It's new. It's very different, isn't it? I wouldn't expect him to be the
The
baddie, Doctor
villain.
Doom. Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, you never know. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Let's see.
With someone like with Doom, it's almost like as if like I don't want them to deal with Doom just in one movie.
No, 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 no. He's
Like
got
give
to
him,
be a like a like a Thanos type,
yeah,
or like a Loki type, someone that's there every now and then, not one
because
movie.
this is a big character, and then Henry Cavill. I'm just thinking, is he willing to give like the longevity, the
Mm,
years in that role? But yeah, we'll see. But it's a great call, great casting rumor. And what I'll do is, devout 100%. I'll call him. I'll find out,
yeah,
and
ask him for
we'll,
us.
exactly, I'll ask him and see what happens. All right, let's do streaming. So Devaldo, let's do this. So
Yep.
She Hulk, another episode dropped, and yeah, you know what? It's like we've kind of said this, like on last week's episode and the week before. This is a fun show. Not take it too seriously.
Hmm.
It's going off into different directions. I was surprised that they brought back Wong actually because I thought Wong
Mm,
was only going to be in it for one episode, but Wong actually comes back. Now, Deval, here's a thing, right? So there's this whole big kind of new character that they bring in. His name is Donny Blaze.
yeah,
He was a kind of a like a no, what is he? He was a Kamatari.
magician. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. He
he
didn't
was a
finish his training.
Kamatari.
He learned some things and came back and carried on as like a wizard magician doing tricks.
Yeah, he has the ring, he has the sling ring, he can do his stuff. And part of his act in Los Angeles or wherever they are, he opens up a portal, and part of his
Mm,
act is he puts people into a different portal. Now, here's the thing. There's a character, Madison,
hmm.
who's in
Yeah.
this episode.
With a
She
Y, but that's not where you think.
exactly. It is funny. It's funny, right? But apparently, well, not apparently. If you go back and watch the episode, there's a
Mm,
whole thing where she says, "Oh, I had to make a deal with
yeah.
a former
Demon or something.
demon."
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people are saying, Devaldo, that is a little nod to Mephisto. So,
Yes. Yeah.
could this just be a little Easter egg that they gave to audience members, or could this be, you know, because Mephisto? Remember, we thought Mephisto was going to be
Mm,
behind the whole One Division thing, and we thought he
mm.
might have been in Doctor Strange as well. I don't know. What's your take on it?
I think yeah, if that would be a really smart way and a really this just backhand way of introducing such a big character and and allowing him to come into our world, because it could be such a random act that someone that had no idea actually signed something that allows him to enter our realm. As to, that could also explain why we've not seen him before. It took something so random like that. So it's an interesting one. And also Donny Blaze being a possible relative of Johnny Blaze, Ghost Rider, again. So that's another hint at what's to come, possibly. So there's, yeah, this episode, it showed a lot. It was very funny, like you said. It kept its tone, but it does show a lot of possibilities in the MCU.
Yeah. And then the whole thing at the end, you know what, we were kind of teased with the trailers about Titania and everything. She hasn't even
Mm,
been, so we've only got
yeah.
like what, 2 episodes left, episodes 5 and 6. So maybe in episode 5,
Mm.
we might get to see kind of like
Was
this
it episode
change.
4 that we saw? Was it episode 4? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Was
Mm.
it episode? Shit, I don't know. Double check
I
it.
can't. I
Maybe.
can't keep up. Yeah.
I know, exactly. Well, listen, look, like we've said before, it's funny, it's comedic, it's got its moments and everything, and we just, see how it fits in with the
Mm.
overall kind of like, MCU. There's that. The other thing that we want to speak about is House of the Dragon and Devaldo. This is probably, for me, the best episode so far
Yeah.
because on last week's episode, I said to you, "Do you reckon there's going to be a battle?" And
Mm.
this episode delivered a massive battle. So
Yep.
that crab king or whatever he
Yeah.
is,
Yeah. Yeah.
they dealt with this guy.
Yeah.
But you know what? I didn't realize was they had been dealing with this guy for they kind of
A
told
long
him before.
time. Yeah. 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 He's been giving them problems for quite a while, messing up their trading routes and stuff. So
Mm,
I think, yeah, it got to a stage where, and also there's been, like you said, there has been time jumps because uh, Alicent has had a baby already, and she's pregnant with her second baby. So there's time jumps happening that's really almost a bit like the last season, time
yeah.
jumps happening. So yeah,
So this little battle thing. So I keep forgetting his name. The Targaryen king. What's his name?
is it? It's not Viserys. Is it Viserys or?
Series is the other one, the crazy one, his brother, isn't it?
Oh, I can't remember actually. No, he's Aemon. No, Daemon. He's Daemon Targaryen.
Targaryen. So then you're right. This is Viserys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. King Viserys. Yeah.
So Viserys is like he's troubled, like he's going through a lot of trouble, and he's still
Mm,
battling with this idea of like who's going to kind of lead. Does it go to his son who's 2 years old? Does it go to the daughter? There's this war going on, and Daemon Targaryen, who's he's been off for a couple of years trying to kind of deal with this crab person. We don't know what's going on over there. So there's kind of like a lot of inner turmoil going on, which I thought was really, really
hmm
interesting. But for me, I think the standout thing was um, Damon Viserys decides, or he says, "Look, okay, I'm going to send some troops over to help my brother out. Where they're fighting this crab guy." Damon Targaryen, he reads the letter. He gets so angry that his brother is going to send some help, that
mm.
he basically single-handedly takes out like the kind of the force. What I loved about the episode, Deval, he doesn't say one word in that whole
Oh
scene.
shit! He
He
doesn't,
doesn't
does
say
he?
he
Because when
doesn't say
he
one
gets the letter, he beats up the guy. Oh
he reads the
yeah.
letter.
Oh my gosh! I'm gonna watch it again today. That's a good point. Yeah.
Doesn't say one single thing.
So he
He decides
communicates with no words, but he
everything.
communicates. We understand what he's thinking. That's so. I love it when that happens. That's good. That's good.
Brilliant.
That
I
is
thought it
good.
was a really good episode. Now, you've been doing some homework, haven't you, Devaldo? Well, we've been doing some homework. We've been kind of watching Game of Thrones.
Yes, Game of Thrones has been very, very good. And I think you mentioned just the other day a line that happened in season 3, episode 4, I think it was, where
There's something,
Joffrey.
yeah, there's something that happens in season 3, episode 4, where Joffrey is
Mm,
talking about the events of like the time period of like what we're watching now,
yeah.
and it kind of gives a clue of where things might end up. And I was just like,
Mm,
shit, damn, this is bad, man.
yeah.
So for people who are listening, if you're interested in that stuff, maybe go back and check out season 3, episode 4, revisit that whole thing, and then that
Mm.
kind of gives us clues to what we might see in House of Dragon. But what do you reckon? What's your rating so far?
Of House of the Dragon, I'm liking it a lot. I'm trying not to compare it because I think I don't want to compare it because it's still in its infancy compared to Game of Thrones. That's like 8 seasons in, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm liking it. It's not letting me down, which is
Yeah,
good.
yeah, which is good. Is good. Now, the other thing that's out is Lord of the Rings: Rings of
Yep.
Power, and Devout. I was trying to cram so much in. I couldn't watch the latest episode. Tell me you saw the latest
I watched
episode.
it. I watched it, and we learned a little bit more about Galadriel and the human man that she's with, and their his backstory, I guess, and what his motivations are. And they go to this new city, and there's history between the elves and the city. So there's a bit more character development. So yeah, it's more the same. It's not. It's not as good as House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon's better and cheaper. The
This one,
graphics are good though. Lord of the Rings, the graphics. I mean, the sweeping scenes. Like, if you've got a good HD telly, you're gonna
you
get the
go.
graphics. You know what I mean? But
I
apart
know,
from that, the conversations aren't as good as Lord of the Rings and House of Dragon.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and fit it in. I mean, like I mean that episode's an hour long, right? Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's a
yeah.
long episode, so they got to give it time. Um, I'm just trying to think. So there was in last week's episode some man thing fell from the sky. Do they explain who that was?
No, not really.
Okay, all right. We'll
No,
have to keep watching. We'll have to
not
see what
really.
happens.
A little bit, but not too much. Yeah.
All right, okay. So you can go watch that. Now, listen. Here's another show on Disney Plus which you can watch. I've been watching this one, and you know what, Devout? It's good, man.
Mm,
It's good
mm.
TV, man.
Oh my
Listen,
gosh.
Look, you've got 465 million in the Lord of the Rings thing. You've got House of the Dragon, which they spend 20 million per episode, and then you've got a show like this called The Bear,
Mm,
which they're probably spending 1 or 2 million per episode.
mm,
Uh, and listen, it's in an environment which it doesn't sound really riveting or exciting, but it's basically a kitchen. It's set in a restaurant about
okay.
a guy, Carmine. His nickname's Carmy. His brother's died, and he comes back to the family restaurant, and the restaurant's got a lot of debt. He's got staff members who are basically off the rails. They do their own thing, and they come from different backgrounds and everything. And he is an award-winning chef. Like, he's worked
Hmm.
all over the world. He's been like written about in kind of magazines and everything. And he comes back to this basically a greasy spoon in making sandwiches. And over the course of the 8 episodes or whatever, he has to basically uh, maneuver and manage the people in the restaurant. They hate him, not hate him, but they kind of don't have respect for him in the beginning. And he wants to make changes because he's this kind of
Mm,
like this chef which has got a lot of experience. And it's a show which I was didn't have like not interested in initially. I tell you what, man, it is one of the best shows I think on TV at the moment. It's that good.
mm. Are you
So
sure?
the episode, obviously, like in that kind of non-action, like
Yeah,
in
yeah,
terms
yeah,
of
yeah, 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 yeah.
House of the Dragon. No, obviously House of the Dragon is way more
Ah,
in terms of
the bear.
character,
Yeah.
mate. It is like I remember I reviewed on the episode on the show. Sorry, this movie called it was kind of like a restaurant film called Hard Boiled, I think, or something. Was
Oh, the guy. Yeah, the Scouser guy. It was all
yeah,
in one take or something, wasn't
all
it?
in one take. Seriously, if you're looking for like the feeling of what it is to have a heart attack, that movie and this show is going to give it to you, mate. I'm telling you, it's so in your face, it's so loud,
Mm,
it's sweary, it's like anxiety, anguish, pain, everything. You got it. This show's got it all, man, and
mm,
it's done in such an amazing way. So it's really good. Great diverse cast, great acting, great
mm,
directing. If you got the time, the episode's really like about 25 minutes long.
Okay. All right. Say no
Nice,
more. Say no more.
fast. All right, let's do trailers now, Devado. Take it away.
Trailers. Yes, I'm gonna sort of again do some headlines on these trailers. First trailer I'm going to talk about is one called Margot. Margot, like I'm going to ask you a question, and a question for all our Flixters listening: are you the sort of person to use smart technology in your house or anywhere like that? Do you have smart lights? Do you have, like, I don't know, Alexa or Google this, or do you speak to something and it turns on or turns off?
No.
No. I've got smart lights, and I've got some smart stuff in my house. Not too many things, but mainly lights and the TV and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Margot is a film about a group of sort of university college kids that they go into this house to stay for a while, and the house is fully smart, as in, like, you walk to it, it scans your eye, and your eye will let you in. That's the key. And then once you're in there, it knows who you are, and it has certain preferences according to what you want. And this film starts off good, but all I'm going to say is how. Think of how from A Space Odyssey 2001. Think of technology fighting back
Right.
against the master, and how things can go wrong. That's Margot. So that's what I'm going to say. It turns out being a horror, and the house fights back. The slogan of the movie is the house always wins, just like in Las
Oh,
Vegas. There you go.
there you
So it looks
go. Oh,
interesting. Okay, next one. Some headlines in the next one. Literally, like we spoke about in Disney's D23 day. So Secret Invasion. This trailer. Have you seen this trailer?
yeah. I loved it.
This trailer looks wicked. This trailer looks. All I can say is Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury, the Skrulls. It looks like I spoke about it, I think, last week or the week before. There was a film with James Bond and I think Nicole Kidman called. That was called Invasion. Yeah, it was called just Invasion. It was a remake of the body, the uh,
Body snatchers.
yeah, Body Snatchers. What was it called? What's the full title called?
The body snatchers.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Yeah, so it's a remake on that. Invasion seems like that, but in a Marvel context, and that for me that is that's wicked. I'm not going to say much more about it. Watch the trailer. It's about a minute and sort of a minute and a half, 2 minutes. It looks good. It's coming out next year, so this is going to be a good one. Secret
Yeah.
Invasion for sure.
And
Just like in
did
the
you see
comics.
the cast list? Jeez,
Come on
man.
now, you got Stormborn, Daenerys. You got
Where's the, they've got Kingsley Benedict, they've got Don
yeah,
Cheadle, Martin
yeah,
Freeman, they've got all
yeah.
these guys, man, coming back. So,
Oscar winning, the lady from what's that
oh,
I
Olivia
can't remember her
Colman,
name. Olivia Colman.
they're in it, man. So yeah, go check it out.
Looks good.
And what I loved about it is the fact is that Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury,
Mm,
is like he's the only man to
yeah,
basically deal with it. Like he
yeah.
kind of gives this little line
And
at the end, and I was just like, this is
he looks
perfect.
vulnerable as well. When he's vulnerable, shit's gonna hit the fan because he's always in he's always together.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
next one. Oh yeah, go ahead. No,
what I
go
was gonna
ahead.
say was the bit where um agent the Kobe Smulders, she's like,
Yeah,
I try to text you, I try to call you, and she's like,
yeah,
why is it different now? He goes, this is different.
yes. Serious, man. Invasion. Who's to know who's been a Skrull all this time? We're gonna find out, maybe, or maybe we won't. Okay,
This
next
next
one.
one, I'm
Yeah,
hoping to.
Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night. This one is it Garcia Bernal? Is that his name?
Yes.
Yes. So he's in this. This is Werewolf by Night. This is about werewolves and all those kinds of monsters. But it's shot in a very old school sort of
Oh,
19. I don't know if it's 1940s, 1950s style horror. And I think it's just something Marvel are playing with. But obviously, I don't think going forward, Werewolf by Night will remain in that style. But it's very different. This is going to be a 1 hour special. This is coming out next month on the 7th of October,
Halloween.
2022. So in time for Halloween, exactly. So something a bit different. And I think this will be something that some people won't like, but some people will. It kind of reminds me of the first episode of One Division, black and white, and very very old school style. So definitely one to watch on Disney Plus. So yeah, give it a go. I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Yeah,
And
I am
Werewolf by
too.
Night is one of those characters that are also linked to Blade and all those sort of darker characters in the Marvel universe.
I love it.
Okay, next one. This one is going to be very, very good. I urge you to watch Clone Wars, to watch
No, you didn't.
Rebels, to watch Bad Batch. This is called Tales of the Jedi. This is an animation that's going to be on Disney Plus, and this is coming out actually. Is it this year? I want to say this is coming out this year, October. I want to say this year, October is coming out, late October. And this one is gonna be this is gonna be very good, better than any Star Wars movie you've seen recently. This is gonna be like
October
an
the 26th.
there you go. This is gonna be an anthology series, mainly focusing on two characters, Ahsoka and also Count Dooku.
Dooku. Liam
Yeah,
Neeson is in this. He's going to be voicing one of the characters.
Count Dooku's apprentice. I think,
Gone, yeah.
Qui Gon. So this is gonna, like I said, gonna be an anthology, six episodes. I think this is. I'm not gonna say it again. Just watch it because these animations have been really. They've been better than the movies recently. Honestly, it's
I
so
know what you're
good,
saying. They're good.
so good.
We didn't with the whole D23 thing. We never heard about
Mm.
Ahsoka Tano, like the actual show, the Rosario Dawson
Yeah,
show.
that's happening still, but yeah, they've not really mentioned that. I think they're gonna drop that to us at another time. Yeah,
Exactly.
another
All right,
time.
listen, folks, go check those trailers out. Let us know what you think. Let us hit us up on Instagram, on YouTube, whatever it is. Are you liking what's coming over the next kind of 6 to 12 months? All right, let's do anniversary corner now. This one from 2012. This is 10 years ago. This is a comedy called Ted. It was kind of like a big thing. Like I remember back when this came out. What's his name? Mark Wahlberg, and the voice of
Seth
what's his name?
MacFarlane from Family Guy.
Family
Yeah.
Guy, and the girlfriend was play. I remember his girlfriend was played by Mila Kunis. I think it
Yep.
is. Is that
Who's
right?
also in Family Guy as Meg. So
Shit,
Family
I
Guy
didn't know.
connection. Yep.
Yeah. So I remember when this came out, it's kind of like really sweary, and you think
Yep.
like a teddy bear is going to be kind of like family friendly fun, but this teddy bear,
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm telling you, like effing and
Yep.
jeffing and like drug taking, like
Yep.
orgies, basically
Yep.
partying, you name it.
Yep.
It's got the whole thing,
Yep.
and it was kind of a refreshing movie at the time. I remember.
Yeah. Made by the same people that made Family Guy, who, again, for a cartoon, it's not no Simpsons. This is very much an R-rated,
Yeah.
production. I enjoyed it. Ted 2 came out 3 years later, 2015. But
Yeah.
this one, I mean, yeah, stars Mark Wahlberg, who's like a bit of a, I don't know if I can call him a down and out kind of guy who's not really fulfilling his life's potential. And he comes across Ted and they go along with all these mad adventures, X-rated adventures that just need to be seen to be believed. A really good comedy. If you ain't seen it, you will
Oh,
actually
it's funny.
laugh. You will
You won't
laugh.
laugh.
Yeah.
It is funny. And here's the
So
thing. I just saw this now. It took 500 million at the box
there,
office.
there you go. 10 years ago, it still holds up very well. 10 years ago, 500 million for a comedy like this is actually unheard of. It's actually unheard of. Yeah,
And look,
doesn't happen.
here's the thing, right? Mark Wahlberg, he's had this kind of, you know, amazing kind of career. Like obviously Marky
Mm.
Mark and the Wild Bunch. Was it Marky Mark and the Wild Bunch? I can't even remember. You remember the whole music career that he had?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's quite
He's
versatile though. Yeah, music. He does serious stuff, action stuff, comedy stuff. He produces.
He does
The
comedy,
guy,
and
yeah.
he's done a lot of stuff, and see the thing is he's done a lot of these comedies, and he's back on Netflix. If you kind of, I know he did kind of like a movie not too long ago, which kind of wasn't too well. I think it was kind of Spencer Confidential, didn't work out too well,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah,
he's
yeah.
back with a new film, and the reason why we brought up Ted is because this new film, Me Time,
Mm.
stars Mark Wahlberg, and it stars um shit, what's his name?
Oh, Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. So the thing is, Kevin Hart has also had this crazy kind of like film trajectory.
Yeah.
I think like he's from someone who was kind of like I don't know. For me, when I remember seeing Kevin Hart, he was kind of like in the background, but now he's
Mm.
kind of taken kind of a
Oh
bit more of
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
center stage.
Mm.
Um, and very recently, he did that kind of like short, kind of like a limited series, the one with Wesley Snipes. Did you ever watch that one?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, yeah. I can't remember what it was called, but that's where they were brothers, and Wesley Snipes was like a bad brother who done something in the past and got Kevin Hart all caught
Stuck
up
in a
in it.
hole. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was good to see Kevin Hart do the kind of dramatic stuff, and then obviously, but his kind of forte, his thing that he's known for is the comedy stuff. So this movie, it's called Me Time. It's out on Netflix, and you can catch it worldwide and everything. So yeah, it's a funny movie. I thought I really wasn't gonna like this movie, Devaldo, and the
Mm.
thing is, I saw some really snotty
Hmm.
reviews, a lot of
Okay.
like 2-star reviews, 1-star reviews, and listen, on a weekend where they just released Thor: Love and Thunder,
Mm.
and I watched Me Too. Have a guess which movie I had most fun watching?
Oh, definitely me too. Love and Thunder is not good.
Mate, I'm telling you, right? I am not joking. Sorry, it's not me. I keep saying Me Too. It's Me Time.
Oh,
So
you don't want me too. Trust me. You do not want that. Me
well,
time.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. You people might switch off when they hear this, but it's got 8% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Is it?
It's got
I think,
5 out of 10 on IMDb. But here's the thing:
mm,
sometimes, like,
a bit
what's
of
my point?
cheese in it. It's cheese. That's what it is. Cheese
All I
belongs
want,
sometimes in like it belongs on pizza. It belongs on garlic bread. Where else does cheese belong? In a Kevin Hart film. Literally, that's what it
right?
is.
It's just those movies that you just, and
Yeah.
I'm seriously like, this Thor: Love and Thunder. I kind of watched that with the kids, and that for me, I was snoozing. And then I watched
Mm,
this. I laughed more at this movie than that movie, right? So
mm,
basically, basic simple plot. Kevin Hart, he plays a guy called Sonny. He's like kind of a stay-at-home dad. He's a bit of a fuddy duddy. His wife. She's an architect, so she goes out and she works, and got this great kind of lovely house, two great kids. But Sonny, he's like, it's almost like as if he's been neutered, like as if his
mm,
balls cut because he he runs, he looks after the kids, and he helps out at the school and everything. And he was friends with Mark Wahlberg. I say was because at the beginning of the movie, we learn that they were the best of friends. They used to do everything together. They used to
yeah,
celebrate all the birthdays together.
yeah.
Then
And
life
do
happened.
crazy things for those birthdays too. Like they always did something crazy.
Yeah, but then life happens, like so Sonny, Kevin Hart, he gets married and he has to do that stuff, and it seems like as if Mark Wahlberg's character, he just hasn't kind of grown up type of thing.
Yeah.
So there's all this there's all this stuff about Sonny's life and about he doesn't have time to do this, he doesn't have time to do that. But a way to progress the movie is his wife, Sonny's wife, she goes off and says like, listen, look, I'm going to give you some you time. Hence the name of the film, Me Time.
Hmm.
She goes off, takes the kids, and he's like, okay, this is it. This is a great time for me to do the things that I want to do. And there's a couple of funny montages, which I kind of found really funny. There's a moment in the movie where he wants to watch some porn because, there's some girls that do porn.
Mm, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I start
Not
laughing.
not just watch. He wants to interact with it too. Yeah. And my man gets caught in the worst way. When I say the
Which,
worst way, it's not even his wife who catches him.
no,
Oh
no.
my
Like,
gosh.
the comedy is crass. The comedy
Uh,
is like listen, look, I'm not. This isn't like your highbrow comedy. Like there's some silly, stupid bits in
yeah.
there. Like he
The
wrestles with a
naked
mountain.
bits.
Yeah,
At the
like
mountain line. Yeah, 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 yeah.
he wrestles with a mountain lion. Like so there's not that much mileage you're gonna get out of those things.
Yeah.
But I mean, for a Friday, Saturday night, you
Mm,
just don't have to think about it. I just kind of thought it was really fun. I chuckled, I laughed, I had some laugh out loud moments in there. And like I said before, I laughed more than I did when I
mm.
watched For Love
Love
and
and
Thunder.
Thunder.
So
Yeah.
there you go. That's all it is.
Yeah, I think I agree. Like you say, it's not the best comedy film by any stretch, but it's fun, and you know what you get with Kevin Hart films. So you get a bit of fun, and that's it. Bob's your uncle. You keep it moving. Mark Wahlberg as well. He's a funny guy as well in his movies, and yeah, I think they make a good combination.
Mhm.
They got uh, some good chemistry. So yeah, I think it's worth watching. It's on Netflix. You ain't got anywhere to go. Just click it, play it, and keep it moving.
There you go. All right. Now, listen, you've had some time with us. Uh,
Yes.
listeners. See how what I did there? Listen, we're going to end the show right now. Thank you so much for downloading this episode. We really, really hope that you enjoyed it. Remember, check us out on all the kind of social medias. Get in touch with us. We've got some other movies that we're going to be speaking about, obviously.
Yeah. Halloween is coming, so the horrors will start happening. So get ready for that.
Exactly. And obviously more She-Hulk, more Game of House of the Dragons and all that sort of stuff as well. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, see you soon.
Yep. Peace out. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Just pop in the Flixters podcast.